What's up everyone, WilliApple here, and welcome to the second episode of Apple Sundae, where we go over the past week's leaks and rumors about Apple, talk more about the latest set of betas and smooth releases, if any, and other stuff. So get your daily coffee ready and let's get started. Unfortunately, we did not see any more betas this week, and if you remember from last week, I said iOS 16 Beta 4 was awful, I hated it, and it gets even worse when I show you more changes and bugs in Beta 4. Alright, this is what the always on display will probably look like on the iPhone 14 Pro, and yes, it's going to be a Pro exclusive feature, unfortunately. Even more features that make the iPhone 14 a horrible buy. So these white widgets, if there are any colored widgets that developers make, they'll probably turn white and the screen will turn black. I've actually seen some bugs in iOS 16 Beta 4 where the screen was just dim. Like I saw like the CarPlay wallpaper here was like darker with this one. That's probably what the always on display will probably look like. Mentioning people in iOS 16 Beta 4 is a lot better as well. So if I were to ping myself, there's now a new icon. So let me do it again. So you can see right there's my profile picture right there and my name. So that's gonna be really useful in iMessage when that comes out. For some reason, they removed the word start page right here. On macOS, it does the same thing. I don't know why they removed it. It's a really interesting thing that they have removed. Probably just to make it more simplistic, but I prefer it having the word start page. I hope they add it back in Beta 5. The same thing if we go into Tab Manager. So in the Tab Manager, it doesn't say tabs or like 3 tabs anymore like it said right here. Same thing on iOS. It doesn't say 3 tabs. It used to in Beta 3 and below. Now it doesn't. I hope they add that back as well because it just looks weird with it. On Safari, if we're going to haptic press on something, we now have the option to find selection. So if we do that, it will search up Apple. For example, if I were to search up Apple right there, we are now able to search really quickly if we find something on the page. However, it's not on macOS for some reason. If we were to have a song playing in music, I have Piano Man playing right here. So if we were to scroll down into Spotlight Search, we now have an option right here for Siri suggestions. If we were to tap on it, it would bring up more by this artist, which is a really useful feature in my opinion. But for some reason, this isn't on macOS, so I wish we could just bring Spotlight Search, make it bigger, and show more by Taylor Swift. I have a Taylor Swift song right here. I've never seen this before in SharePlay. So if I were to open the SharePlay menu, of course we have Share My Screen, but we also have apps for SharePlay. It shows all of the apps for SharePlay. Now those are pretty much all the new features in iOS 16 Beta 4 that I did not cover last week. So let's talk about bugs. Apple Music has indeed been fixed. A lot of people have been saying that Apple Music has been fixed. We also have a weird issue with the volume slider. So if I were to take it, you can kind of see it's stuttery. It does it more on my iPad, but you can kind of see it's stuttery and not 60 frames per second. Let me get my iPad to show you the bug a little bit better. Alright, so let's take a look at volume slider. Yeah, you could kind of see it a lot better on my iPad. I don't know why my phone's doing it a lot less, but yeah, you can see this is a pretty major issue in iPadOS and iOS 16. I've been having some pretty weird battery drain issues with my Apple Pencil. When I woke up this morning, it was at 50% and it was on the iPad, it was charging and everything. I don't know why it was at 50. My workaround was to just take it off for a while, use it a little bit, and then put it back on. I've been noticing tap to wake and waking up the iPad has been a little bit buggy, as you can see right there. It's not waking up, and it sometimes it's dim like that. I don't really like that. I hope that gets fixed in Beta 5. What would I review this beta? So I would say that this beta is a little bit worse than Beta 3, but not as bad as Beta 2 or 1. So there are definitely a lot more bugs, but the performance feels a lot better. Battery life is really like pretty much on par with 15.5, and I would say this is pretty solid for a beta. Now I know some people on older devices, I've been messaging a few people on Discord, they've been saying that their experience has not been that great in iOS 16 Beta 4. So I would hopefully see a lot more changes if you are on one of those older devices in iOS 16 Beta 4. Now I have an iPhone 13 right here. I remember testing iOS 14 on my primary iPhone 7 at the time. So the iPhone XS and XR like the iPhone 7 of iOS 16, if that makes sense. It was really buggy on iPhone 7, probably because it was an older device. I bet the iPhone 11 was probably a lot better, and hopefully by the time everything releases, everything will be perfect. Unfortunately, I have some bad news when it comes to the final release of iPadOS 16 and macOS Ventura. So apparently, iPadOS 16 and macOS Ventura are going to get delayed. However, iOS and iPadOS have the same exact build number. So does that mean that both get delayed? So I'm not sure at this point. I highly doubt it, to be honest. They'll probably just finally split apart and have different build numbers, but let's just see what happens. Now, I'm kind of sad about this too, because I really wanted macOS, iPadOS, iOS, tvOS, HomePodOS, and watchOS to release at the exact same time. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Hopefully one of these days we can get everything to release all at the exact same time. And so what can we expect next from Apple? I say on Tuesday, we're going to get iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and tvOS 16 Beta 5. But then after that, we're not going to get iPadOS or macOS releases until iOS 16 releases to the public. The reason is because of last year. macOS did not release until October. I'm probably going to get the RC build of iPadOS and macOS when the new Macs and iPads release, and I say they're gonna happen in the same exact event during October. We also got a new Studio Display update this week, and it fixes a few issues with speakers. And it's still 15.5, it's not 15.6 or anything, unfortunately. Who remembers when we heard that Apple is going to re-release the iPad Air 4 and just call it iPad X? Oops, I'm sorry, I did not mean to call it iPad X, I meant iPad 10. Well, we got a few new changes. So, we get a new design, and it gets the flat edges probably for the Apple Pencil that we need. New camera bump. Looks pretty nice in my opinion. Hopefully we get a 12 megapixel camera in this. And also, if we were thinking that we were going to get swipe up and Touch ID on the button, nope. You see that right there? That is still a home button right there. We are not going to be getting anything else. And yes, unlike the iPad Air 4, we will be getting 5G on this iPad. And who knows, we might get a price increase, and hopefully Apple calls it the iPad X, because I want to make fun of people for calling it the iPad X instead of iPad 10. It's just a webpage for the Apple Watch Series 8. Kinda looks like it, because it looks like we're not going to get a redesign. All we're going to get is we're going to get titanium option removed, and maybe some new colors. And also the S8 chip. And the redesign will probably go to the Apple Watch Pro, unfortunately. And I was actually planning on getting an Apple Watch Series 8. Who knows, will I reconsider? I don't know yet. But what about the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation? We should probably talk about the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation right here. It sounds like that Apple is going to use the Apple Watch Series 7 design and stick an S8 chip in this. Doesn't that sound familiar? I mean, that's basically what the Apple Watch Series 8 is going to be. So will there be like no changes at all? Because apparently we're not going to get the sensors that we wanted in the Apple Watch Series 8. I hope this leak is not true. I hope we get the redesign, the new sensors and everything. Then I will probably get the Apple Watch Series 8. Now let's talk about the iPhone 14. Now we've been hearing that it's going to be the same exact thing. Well, is that true anymore? Sounds like we're going to be getting the A15 chip that's in the iPhone 13 Pro. We just don't have like an extra GPU core or ProRes or anything like that. And we're also hearing that we're going to get 6 gigabytes of RAM in the iPhone rather than 4. So I don't know what that will be. And we're also hearing that we're going to be getting a purple color. So I decided to call it purple. I could not change this to make it look purple, but I hope you like my Inspect Element art. We will also be getting purple in the iPhone 14 Pro. So instead of Sierra Blue, we're going to be getting purple. I personally really like placing it with a weird shade of purple, Pro shade of purple. I don't really like that in my opinion. I hope they keep Sierra Blue and like remove graphite or gold or something like that. Last Wednesday, the Apple Store went down. They decided to just add this card promotion in more areas. I guess they're trying to get rid of Apple TVs for the new Apple TV coming out later this year. Now this is pretty interesting. Not only is Apple planning a new HomePod with the S8 chip, we're also going to be getting an Apple TV plus a HomePod combined. I'm not sure how that would work. I guess you plug in an Apple TV and it will be in this HomePod box with the S8 chip and everything with all these speakers, and maybe it would just project to the TV. That would be pretty cool for Apple to do. And also it says that we're probably going to be getting a camera as well. So not sure how that will work. I guess Apple could just add FaceTime on the HomePod or Apple TV. That would be a little bit interesting. We'll just see what Apple does. Now there's just one more thing I would like to show you. So if I were to go to the home menu, you now see we have picture-in-picture in YouTube. This is not iOS 16 exclusive, this is exclusive to iOS 15 and newer. So this is a really nice feature, and it's rolled out to everyone, at least in America. So all you gotta do is make sure picture-in-picture is enabled in your settings and in your YouTube app. You just need to scroll down and go to the home menu. And if you don't want YouTube, you can just do that. If you want to disable it completely, all you gotta do is go to your profile picture, your settings, and then you want to go to general, and then picture-in-picture, you can just turn that off. So before, people have been saying they have it. I did not have it myself, but now I do. Now also, you might want to make sure your YouTube app's up to date in the App Store if you do not have it. I'm not sure if this rolled out in other countries. It might have since I just got it today or yesterday when releasing this video. That's pretty much it for today's episode of Apple Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!